Proctor. Hope you're having a great day. We're going to be talking about what a great listing presentation should look like. Obviously, that's a very important part, especially with what's going on. You guys heard the news yesterday that the National Association of Realtors and these big franchises have been found guilty of conspiracy. We're not really sure how the buyer agent is going to get paid, other than the agent that represents the buyer needs to figure out how to get paid directly from the buyer, not from the listing agent, not from the seller. So things are changing very, very quickly. Obviously, the point we want to make is it's never been more important to figure out how to get listings. Okay, you want to be a listing agent. A lot of buyers, we assume, are just going to come directly to the listing agent. I mean, I want you to think about that. If you're a buyer, you could pay for representation. So just think about this. Take off your real estate hat for a minute and consider, okay, I'm just average Joe the buyer. I would prefer to have my own representation, of course, but am I going to stroke a check for $20 or $30 or $40,000 or more to have an agent represent me? Or am I going to go directly, call off the for sale sign and go directly to the listing agent? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if zero is being offered to the agent representing the buyer. Then obviously the buyer's got to figure out how to, the agent has to figure out how to get paid directly from the buyer. How do you think this is going to work? Do you think that there's going to be a lot of buyers that might say, you know what, I'd prefer to have an agent, but if I can save $20 or $30 or $40,000, I'll go directly to the listing agent. Now understand, this is how it works in most other countries, right? Outside of North America. If you're in Australia, for example, they have like an international, they have a national website, much like Zillow. And that's what buyers do. They just go to this Zillow-like website and they call the real estate agent that has the house listed and they go directly through the listing agent. Now, that doesn't mean they can't have their own agent. They can. They could decide to pay out of pocket for their own representation. I'm just saying it doesn't usually happen. So what do you guys think? Do you think now that buyer agents have to get paid directly from the buyer, what do you think most buyers will do? Are they going to stroke a check for $30,000 or $40,000, or will they just call the listing agent? Okay, interesting argument. I mean, the Apple cart really got turned over yesterday. I mean, this is a big blow to organized real estate. The way we've known it for like the last 100 years. It was okay until it wasn't. But apparently, this is conspiracy. They were found guilty. The NAR, a lot of big companies, as we know, RE/MAX, they settled out of court. This is in one state. Understand, this was just in the one state of Missouri, and it's $5 billion of the damages. $5 billion. One state, Missouri. And now, of course, EXP and all these other companies are being named, and they're moving into other parts of the country. So the point I'm making is, for years, 5 years, I've been telling agents, you know what? You better learn how to get paid directly from the buyer. We show you how to do this. This whole thing, I mean, if you weren't in real estate and you looked at this, you would say, well, this is not right the way it was working for the last 100 years, because, if you were in court, you wouldn't be expected to pay for opposing counsel, right? So the seller, the issue here is the NAR rule said the seller, to get their listing on MLS, was forced to compensate the agent representing the buyer. So the homeowners being forced to pay for opposing counsel for the agent that's actually working against their best interest, right? The agent working for the buyer is trying to negotiate the best price for the buyer. Why is the seller being forced to cover the agent for the buyer? So apparently, this is a violation of the Sherman Act Trust, and real estate, as we know, it's going to completely change. So you want to hang with Craig Proctor. We're 5 years ahead of it on this. First of all, be a listing agent. Okay, first of all, be a listing agent. That's what we're talking about here today is what do you got to do to get the listing? You got to have a damn good presentation. You can't be winging it. And some of you, your presentation, you're winging it. Let's be honest. Okay, you don't have a great presentation. How do you know that? Because you walk away from the listing with a story, not the listing. I mean, the agents that work for me in my team, if you come back to the office with the story, I don't want to hear your story. I want to see the listing. So there is a best approach to this, just like everything else in life. There's a best approach. Now, in the beginning, when I first got into real estate, yes, I sucked. I had no presentation. My presentation, like many agents, I was told, talk about yourself, talk about your company, right? And I got some, I'd win some, I would lose some. And then I tested different techniques. I perfected this thing. I did over 10,000 listing presentations, and I tweaked and I tested and I tweaked and I tested. What was I doing? I discovered that some of the words that came out of my mouth worked really, really well. And I said to myself, I'm going to keep doing that. But there were other things that I would say that didn't get a good response. And I would say to myself, guess what? I'm not going to do that anymore. So through years of testing, and sometimes I would have like 5 or 6 listing appointments in one day. So good practice, repetition, right? Screw up the first one, a little better on the second one, better on the third one. That's how I got to be a great listing agent, by being in the trenches doing it. Not like all these other coaches and gurus that talk. Some of these guys haven't even had a real estate license. Many of them were my students, copying me. Students of mine. It's like, okay, well, Craig taught me. I'm going to go out. I'm going to be a coach now. Look, come to the original here. Okay, nobody has created more millionaires than Craig Proctor. If they tell you something different, that's a lie. You know this. So today we're going to talk about how to do this properly. Again, if you join me late, make sure you check in. Okay, make sure you let us know who you are and where you are. Not because we're trying to track you down or whatever, but this is how you get referrals. Start meeting the 10,000 agents that are inside the Craig Proctor world. In fact, later on here, I'll give you an invitation to my private Facebook group. This is where all the millionaires hang out. Hey, it serves my purpose to have you talking to and meeting with agents that are making millions of dollars using the Craig Proctor system. So check in, let us know where you're at. We get lots of referrals going back and forth, and we're going to roll up our sleeves here today and get into the nitty gritty. Okay, first of all, make sure you qualify the sellers before you agree to run out to the appointment. I didn't do that. I was stupid in the beginning. I knew nothing. You know, if I could get in the door, that's what they told me. If you get an appointment, go for it. You gotta try to get appointments. No. Just because you can get a listing appointment doesn't mean you should book it. Make sure they're qualified. Make sure they're motivated. Make sure there's timing now. You don't want to be meeting with people, I want to sell my house in 2 years. No. This is how you get rich in real estate. You got to be very careful how you use your time, how you invest your time, what you do and what you don't do. People talk about, you really got to be great with time management. You can't manage time. You can only manage your activities. So you qualify them. We teach you, where are you moving? When do you need to be there? Why is this important? We're doing a little bit of a discovery. Now watch this. I find out in the beginning exactly why they're moving, when they're moving, why that's important to me. If they're interviewing agents, what they're looking for, what they're not looking for, why? So I can give them what they want. For example, maybe earlier in my career, I would talk about, if you list with me, we'll do an open house every week. And then at the end of the presentation, the seller would say, yeah, man, I hate open houses. Well, that was kind of dumb. Why didn't I find out the guy hates open houses before I talk about open houses are the greatest thing in the world? So we teach you to do a discovery. Watch this. If I was the seller and you asked me a bunch of questions about why I was moving, when I need to be there, I'm interviewing agents, what I like in an agent, what I don't like in an agent. If you simply repeat back to me, if your presentation's based on what I want, here's what happens at the end of the presentation. The seller says, oh my God, you sound like the perfect agent. This isn't by luck. This is by design. Now, your presentation better separate you from all the idiots in this business. That's what you're competing against. The sellers think we're all the same. You're going to stick a sign on the front lawn. You're going to stick it on the MLS, and it's going to go on the internet. You're going to make feature sheets, and that's about it, right? And maybe you show buyers and sellers, and don't forget to turn the lights off after the showing, right? They think we're all the same. And that's why their biggest question is, what's your commission rate? And what price? You see, what the seller thinks, it's not their fault, but what they believe is I should choose the agent that is going to charge me the lowest commission and they're going to tell me the highest price. Now, we know that's wrong, so we need to educate them on you want to list your home with the agent that's going to actually get you the most amount of money in your pocket. Not the agent that tells you the highest price, but the agent that's actually going to get you the highest price in your pocket. Just trying to shut my phone off here. It's going bananas. So there's a methodology to this. Now, when I had this presentation nailed down, this might sound a little bit boring to you, but I literally said the same thing in the same order over and over and over again 10,000 times. Now, you guys know my story. Within 36 months, so 3 years of getting my real estate license, I was the #1 RE/MAX agent on planet Earth. No other RE/MAX agent made as much money as Craig Proctor. This is all within 3 years of getting my license. How did I do it? Because I systemized everything. I found the best way to generate quality sellers, okay? Then I could scale it. It was a system, make it bigger, make it better. Well, there's no sense getting all these sellers calling me if my listing presentation sucks, right? Why go through buying the leads, following up with them, blah, 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 and then you go over to their house and you blow it. A big part of my listing presentation today is getting them pre-sold on me before I even show up at their house. Now, eventually, I got a team, right? So the team, I coach them. I teach them what I know. So if you were working with me, I would teach you all these systems. I would teach you the Craig Proctor listing presentation system, and I would show you how to be a superstar. Well, guess what? Now that you're a superstar with my listing presentation, guess what you can do? You can now teach that to the agents you're going to hire when what I teach you works so well that you can't go out on all the listing appointments. Now, I know you might be calling BS on this. I'm telling you, if you start talking to Craig Proctor members, most of them within 24 months of working with me, if they work with me, they have an overflow of business. They can't physically go out on all the appointments. I tried. I was doing 5 or 6, but it gets old, right? I can't work 70 hours a week for too long. So because this is a system, first I transfer what this system I have to you. Okay? You start to kick ass with this thing. You start to make all kinds of money, but you will get to the point, if you go deep on this, where you'll have more sellers and buyers calling you than you physically, as one person, would be able to work with. Now, it's easy to recruit the next agent, right? Because you have what they want. Imagine if you can say to other agents in your town, hey, if you partner up with me, I ain't giving you leads. I'm actually going to give you listing appointments. If you could deliver on that promise, a lot of agents in town and good agents would come and partner up with you. Okay, so how do we get these hot sellers coming in? How do we protect our time and qualify these sellers so we're not running around meeting with a seller just because they'll let us in their house? I remember when I first got into the business, I was all excited to have this appointment. Very nice older couple. I get into their home. They come out with the silver tray and the tea and the cookies. I discovered in about 5 minutes, they were not motivated to sell their home. They were just lonely. Okay? Now, I was furious at the person that booked that appointment. It was me. Okay, so learn your lesson here. You've got to protect your time. If you don't have sellers calling you saying this, come list my house, or I want to interview, or I want to talk to you about selling your home, you are not doing this business right. If you still think this is about cold calling, you will be dead in the water. If you think this is about buying leads from Zillow or buying leads and calling hundreds of prospects to try to get a good one on the phone, you know they're not answering the phone. That's a terrible way to do business. You've got to have the marketing out there so they know who you are and what you do and what's better. Okay, you know how I'm giving you a presentation right now? This is a damn good presentation, right? I'm not sitting at your kitchen table, right? I'm giving you a good presentation. You're going to know a little bit about what Craig's like, my personality. I like this guy, I don't like, but I am giving you a presentation. That's what I teach you to do online. You know the decision of what realtor they're going to use is not made at the kitchen table for the consumer. They're already making that decision online because they Google the crap out of you. That's what they do with everything. They want to buy a car, any big ticket item. Heck, if we all wanted to go to we all were in a different city together. I don't know, we're going to a meeting together and someone in our group said, hey, let's go out to dinner. What would we do? We don't know the restaurants in this new city. We would go to Google. Okay, this is how the world works, right? So if I was to Google you as a homeowner, what shows up? What shows up? Okay, your battle might be won or lost right there, right? You might win it because of how you show up online, or you might lose it. But on your Facebook page, you better have a video that says, hey, here's who I am. This is what I got. This is what makes me different and better. The younger the prospects are, the more important this is. Do you think that sellers in their 30s and 40s are doing it the old way? Yeah, we're going to interview 5 agents at the kitchen. No, they're not doing that. They won't even answer the phone, let alone let you come over to their house to tell them your services. But that's what we've been brainwashed to do. Well, I got to buy the leads, then I got to call hundreds of leads to get one on the phone. And then why am I calling them? Well, to convince them to meet with me so I can tell them what I do. No, dead in the water. You need to have an online presence. I want to teach you how to create a video where it says, hey, I'm Craig Proctor. I'm a real estate agent here in town. This is what makes me different and better. These are the unique services that I provide. These are my statistics. These are the guarantees that I make. How about this? I guarantee to have you an offer in your home in 30 days, or I'll deduct $1,000 off my commission. The catch is you got to list your house at my price. Yeah, I'm not listing your house overpriced pie in the sky. I can't make that guarantee on your price, but I'll tell you what, I'll make you that guarantee on my price. How about this? I'll get you access to unlisted and off-market properties. In addition, why am I stuttering? I'll get you access to unlisted and off-market properties in addition to the overpriced crappy homes that are on MLS. When you start to make unique offers, when you start to make unique guarantees, and you know the one I'm famous for is, if I don't sell your home, I'll buy it. I was the original cash offer iBuyer company right here, Craig Proctor, 25 years ago. We were the only ones giving homeowners guaranteed cash offers. Why? Because it's convenience. Let's agree. We live in a world of convenience. Why do you think it is that when you want your lunch, you could drive down to the burger place 5 minutes down the road, but you don't do that, right? You pull up your phone, you go to your Uber app, and you pay twice as much as you could if you... Convenience. So sellers want convenience. They want to deal with the agent that can get the job done. Now, the best way for you to get along with the other agent is you are the other agent. We show you how to double end your listing, especially now. What are these agents going to do? Let's be honest. The average realtor, hundreds of thousands of them, are barely getting by. And they don't list houses, most of them, right? They're buyer agents. Well, they're in big trouble right now, aren't they? Because what's going to be offered is zero. So you don't get coached up with Craig Proctor on how to negotiate your fee directly with the buyer. What are you going to do? What you're going to do is you're going to become a dinosaur. And like dinosaurs, you're going to become extinct. And that's what's going to happen to hundreds of thousands of real estate agents that don't get coached up on how to run a real business. Okay, you can't get this from your broker. You can't get this. They don't know what they're doing. Broker. Who's a broker? A broker is somebody that can't sell, because if they could sell, they would be making way more money as a salesperson. I did this for 25 years. Do you want to know why I do this now? I can even make more money helping real estate agents than I could being the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world, because I get to work with thousands of agents from all over the world. Just knocked my light off here. Okay, so I've got your attention. Here's what we want to do. I want you to book a call with me. That's what I want to be straight up with this. If you like this and you know I'm right, you book a call. If somebody below could type in proctorsupport.com. Okay, this is a free $0. I ain't going to sell you anything. I'm not going to push anything on you. But if you're serious about being successful and you like my approach and you like being coached by the #1 agent in the world during the time I sold real estate, go to proctorsupport.com. If someone could type in proctorsupport.com in the comments below. It's a clickable link. You're going to go to my Acuity Day Timer. You're going to book a day and a time. How's it going to work? I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. What do you do? Tell me how you do it now. And why do you do it that way? And you're going to say, well, I don't know. This is what my broker told me to do, or I copied this approach from another agent. Whatever you're doing, you didn't invent it. Let's not BS ourselves. Whatever you're doing right now, you copied it from somebody else. You didn't invent door knocking. You didn't invent buying leads from Zillow. Whatever you're doing right now is getting you the results that you're getting. And you come to me and you say, well, Craig, I don't like the results I'm getting. Correct. So we can't keep doing it that way. Let me show you a better approach. It's a free, we'll do it over Zoom. We'll show you what we got. What did I say? Here's who I am. Here's what I got. This is what makes me different or better. And at the end of it, if you're interested, maybe you might want to work with me. If not, you can hang up at any time. So proctorsupport.com. But we only have 5 or 6 spots available. Go check it out. Book yourself a call. If you're not serious, if you're a tire kicker, a time waster, if you're totally okay with how you're doing it now, please do not book one of these appointments. We want to work with serious agents. I want to have successful success stories in my system here. Okay, now, here's the other thing I've got for you. So, proctorsupport.com, it's a private one-on-one. We call it a breakthrough call. Number 2 thing I've got. How many of you would like to be invited to my private Facebook group? Okay, I'm doing this on my business page right now, which is great, right? It's free, $0 for me to talk to you here today. Also, $0 for you to watch this. And I'm going to repeat this. This was a pretty good presentation, right? You have a feel for me. So you've decided I either like Craig or I don't like Craig. He's straight up. He's actually done this. He has a dual track record as not only one of the top agents in the world, but I've created more millionaires. I've got the credibility. I'm going to invite you to my private Facebook group now. You ready? Here's what you need to do. Type into the comments, private group, and someone on my team will get you an invitation. You'll be in with the big boys, okay? You're going to be sitting at the table with agents that make millions of dollars. Now, full disclosure, this serves my purpose. If you start hanging around with different people that are doing really, really well, and they're all in the Craig Proctor system, what are you going to start thinking? Hey, maybe I better check this out, right? So the easiest way for me to prove to you that I can help you better than anyone else is just to start helping you. Like today, what I'm preaching the truth here, guys. You know that traditional real estate has been turned on its head. Okay, this is going to change everything. There is going to be 0 commission offered to the buyer agent. You better learn how to get your listing game up. You need people calling you saying, I want to list my house. Okay, not gazillions of calls. No. You spend your time going out to the best ones. Then you better have a damn good presentation. Now, sometimes ego gets in the way. Oh, I think I've got a great presentation. No, you listed 5 homes last year. One was your mother. One was your... You don't need a great listing presentation for your mother. We're talking about if you want to have a big, successful business, you've got to learn how to do business with strangers, not just people you know. That's the gravy in this business. Your friends, your sphere of influence. But if we want to go big with this, you better learn how to deal with strangers, how to attract people that don't know you. By the way, the strangers will pay you more than your family will. Your family and your friends, they want a favor. They want a deal. They don't see you as the expert. You're like their friend or their relative, right? Let me show you how to do this right. If you agree with what we're talking about today, smash the like button. Smash the like button, give me a little heart here, and let me know that we're on the right track, that we've got the right group of people here today. And if you haven't checked in with what city that you operate in, let us know. We get all kinds of referrals here. The biggest battle that you're fighting in real estate is obscurity. You want everyone to know who you are. We had a referral last week. Somebody from Buffalo, New York wanted to move to Atlanta, and they found an agent here. I don't get any of the money. This is for you. So, you book a private call with me and my team, $0. If you like this, you're going to love this. We'll ask you very specific questions. This isn't some kind of blowhard sales pitch. This is like, we're going to teach you what we do here, and you can decide, well, holy crap, this is different. I want this. And then we'll show you all of our different options, right? or stay where you are. I can't make you do anything. You can just stay where you are. But I'm going to tell you, folks, you might think you're staying where you are, but in business, you're either going up or you're going down. There's no staying because everything is changing. So you're either going up, you make a decision right now, I want to go up and I want to stay in this business, and I don't want to figure it out by myself. Everything that I'm talking about here exists in the real world. All you got to do is copy it. You don't have to be creative. I don't want you to be creative. I want you to copy exactly the systems we have for lead generation and conversion and presentation. I just want you to step in and copy it and start to be successful. So, I hope you enjoyed this today. You can share this. Of course, I encourage you to share this with other realtors. Hit the share button or at them. I encourage you to share this with your broker owner because they want to help the other agents. But the world of real estate has changed as of now. You need a mentor. You need somebody that's going to hold your hand and show you the promised land. The question is going to be, who's going to be that person for you? Who can you trust your career and your family and your income with? Book a call with us. Check us out. Love to talk to you. We'll see you guys on the other side. It's proctorsupport.com. Please leave me your feedback as well. What you liked, what you didn't like, your feelings about this. What do you agree with? What do you think I was spot on with? What do you think is maybe not right? Okay, let us know. This is interactive here. So please leave your comments below. Remember, smash the like button. And if you're not following this page, this is my business page, follow the page. Because whenever I go live, and this is good stuff, you're going to start to see it if you follow the page. You don't follow the page, you miss it all. Okay, and also go to my YouTube channel. Check it out there as well, because we have a lot of great stuff on YouTube. Thank you so much for watching this. I think we're out of time here. So look, do something with this information, and we'll see you guys next time. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're going to see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's going to let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.